Hi, I'm Milton Rendell and welcome to Real News Friday. Another active week, all through different sectors of real estate. In terms of sales, up 13%. Sales volumes according to Real Estate Institute of West Australia, 856. Now, stock on the market's an interesting one. We're down to 8,310. That's down 6% of 4 weeks ago and down 34% on what we were 12 months ago. So that trend has continued. There is an overall shortage probably to the market, but as been probably said, and you've probably seen on the medias now, there's certainly pressure to pricing. One of the things we're to keep in mind with pricing and what we're hearing through the media is that different areas have impacted in different ways, and certainly here in the Midland and into the Hills area we have certainly seen an increase in activity, but some of the surges in pricing that you'll hear in other areas, say for example Subiaco or South Perth, will be very different to Midland. Not saying it doesn't occur here, it's just a different trend. Quite often we watch the wave of the market come in. And the way I explain it to people is quite often the market sort of cools off. Areas like this sort of send a signal back to the market that things are cooling off. But on the flip side, when it's starting to warm up, we tend to be a 6-week lag to us. It just seems that something I've observed over my 30 odd years in real estate. It doesn't mean things don't happen. It doesn't mean we don't go up the same sort of overall volumes, but it's just a trend, and it's something that we've got to watch. So quite often if you're thinking about investing and you're hearing things in Mount Lawley are kicking off, you'll know that we'll have probably a similar trend not long after into our area. So just keep that in mind. The investors are certainly returning to the market. There's certainly more inquiry with investors out there. Rentals. Now, there's 2,864 properties now available. It's up a little bit on where it was previously, but that's sort of to that Christmas period. You do get a few vacancies where people tend to turn over, and it seems to correct itself generally during March, but there's still 51% less properties on the market than there were 12 months ago. Now, recently we sent a survey out to over 8,000 people, and got a bit of a summary of some of the questions in front of me here, so I'm going to have to put my glasses on so I can read, because what happens is once you get over 45, your whole life changes. You can only see a certain distance, as many of you probably know. So, getting back to the questionnaire. Now, I'll read out the questions and I'll give you a bit of a summary of the top 4 answers that we received on each of these questions on the survey. Question here is, what are your current thoughts of the real estate market? Now, the top answer for that was overall market improving. That's 44.55% of people said that. Second, it was buyer's market. That's 30% of the people surveyed. Seller's market, good time to sell, 29.09. Now, those two are very close, but I think we're seeing the transition between the buyer's market to the seller's market, and I think we'll probably see in about 3 months' time that trend totally changed. But like I say in the survey, it's only 0.91% separation between those two answers. Then we wander down, and then there's 15.45% of people who are unsure or not sure what's going to happen. Our next question, which of interest, is which of the following could you be considering over the next 12 months? Now, the number one answer, not considering any of the options. So they had no answer to that. The second answer was buying a home. It was 19.82%. Selling a home, 19.82%. So equal once again. So that's sort of very close to what we said previously. It's a transition or change in the market. So that's an interesting one. Third answer that we had, buying an investment property, 14.41%, and the fourth one, renting properties, 8.11%. All right, next question. Interest rates are at an all-time low for borrowing. Which of the following have you considered? So the number one answer that we had is you have given it no consideration, so people haven't given it any thought at all, which is a really interesting one. I thought that would be probably higher than that. 63.06% of people said that. And the second answer, that came in, you will look at refinancing your current debts, 20.72%. So 1 in 5 people basically looking to reconsider doing some stuff. Number 3 was made you think potentially investing, 16.22%. And the fourth one, it has made me reconsider buying, 6.31%. So I think we'll see a change in it. I think the it has made me reconsider buying. I think that'll improve going forward, but it's just an interesting one at this snapshot. Next question. The economy is a hot topic. Which do you believe reflects your thoughts? Now, the number one answer, or number one response was, there are signs of improvement. 40.91% of people believe there are signs of improvement in the market, in the economy. The second answer, we'll wait and see what happens, was 22.73%. There's always people who sit on the fence, we know that. Next one, great time to invest, 20%, so 1 in 5 people believe now is a great time to invest. And then there was another 4 that would, number 4 was not sure, that was 14.55%. There's always people who don't think about anything, to be honest, but hey, that's another question. Alright, last one, your personal thoughts in 2021. The number one answer is 2021 will see improvement overall. 32.43% of people believe that we've surveyed. Will be similar to 2020, 22.52%. Now, I find that a hard one to comprehend because it was a very difficult year. But once again, can't argue with the survey. Property prices to rise. That was the third highest respondent, 21.62%. I think we'll see a change in that over the next probably 2 to 6 months. I think that's going to be a different trend, and we'll run this survey again in 3 months' time to do a comparison. And the fourth answer is rent will rise. 9% of people thought that. 2020 will be worse. 9% of people think that. So there's always that 10% that are out there floating around, the doom and gloomers, as I call them. But interesting cross-section to what we're about. I hope you find that information interesting. I wish you all the best for the weekend, and check out all the news on realestateplus.com.au. Have a good one.